spelling bee winner was Shania. In second year, our spelling bee winner was Gillian. In first year, the reader of the year was Grace. In second year, the reader of the year was Daniel Rotwell. And in third year, the reader of the year was Cornelia. Now to French. So these awards are from Miss Carol and Miss Vidota. Okay. So in first year, the academic excellence goes to Chisholm and subject achievement goes to Neve Moo. Second year, academic excellence. Second year academic excellence goes to Jessica and subject achievement to Diana. Third year academic excellence goes to Sharon and third year subject achievement goes to Daniel. Our next awards are for German. So obviously we only have the first year studying this subject. In first year, the academic excellence goes to Jawad and subject achievement goes to Coy. These awards come from Miss Paxton and Miss Cahill and Miss McGuinness. First year academic excellence in geography goes to Jack O'Shea. Second year academic excellence goes to Nicole. Second year subject achievement to Kelsey Murphy. Third year academic excellence in geography goes to Veronica. And subject achievement goes to Caitlin Gallen. And this is from Miss Byrne. Okay, I'll ask you again to keep the noise level down. History. First year academic excellence goes to Claudia. Second year academic excellence goes to Scott Burton. Second year subject achievement goes to Ali. Third year academic excellence goes to Destiny, and third year subject achievement goes to Emily. And these are Miss McKeown's awards. First year academic excellence in home economics goes to David Rosca. Second year academic excellence in home economics goes to Joshua. Second year subject achievement goes to Lean. Third year academic excellence Excellence goes to Lovette, and third year Subject Achievement goes to Malvina. Next up, we have our Mathematics Award. And these awards are brought to us by myself, Miss O'Shea, Mr. O'Connor, and Miss Sheehan. The first year Academic Excellence in Mathematics goes to Niall Phelan, and Subject Achievement goes to Conor Lee. Second year Academic Excellence goes to Jeffrey, and second year Subject Achievement goes to Renzo. And third year Academic Excellence. Third year, the Academic Excellence goes to Veronica, and Subject Achievement goes to Erin Fagan. Next up we have Material Technology, and this is from Mr. Gainey and Mr. Harvey. First year, thank you. First year Academic Excellence goes to Ahmed. Second year Academic Excellence goes to Philip. Second year Subject Achievement goes to Emmanuel Teniola. Third year Academic Excellence goes to Terry Jones. Third year Subject Achievement goes to Rachel Brisbane. And finally we have the third year Metalwork or Woodwork Project of the Year, and this year it goes to Gabrielle Birbalato. Okay, thank you everybody. Just a little reminder, I suppose, that today is a really important day for Chéile, and we would ask you all to be your best selves. I know it's an exciting time, but the noise level is too much, okay? So if we could keep it down, please, that would be really appreciated by myself and the teachers. Next up we have music, and this is from Mr. Walsh. Our first year musician of the year is Daniel Gaines. First year Subject Achievement is Carla. Second year musician of the year is Kyla. Second year Subject Achievement goes to Claudia. Third year musician of the year is Veronica. And Subject Achievement goes to Sharon. Next up we have the Religion Awards. These awards are from Okay, so let's try and I have to stop this again, okay? Please work with me. So, religion, we have Mr. McNulty, Mr. Walsh, and Miss O'Shea Awards. The first year Academic Excellence in Religion goes to Abigail, and second year Academic Excellence goes to Tiffany. First year Subject Achievement in Religion goes to Godswill. Second year Subject Achievement goes to Daniela. And in third year, our academic excellence goes to Wayne, and subject achievement goes to Rachel Leddy. Next up, we have our Spanish Awards from Lindsay Donegan. In first year, our academic excellence in Spanish goes to Beatriz Sanchez, and subject achievement goes to Fionn Devoy. In second year, our academic excellence goes to Nicole, and second year subject achievement goes to Davidas. In third year, our academic excellence goes to Albola, and subject achievement goes to Vanessa. We also have some other awards in this category, and they are for number 1, Best School Exchange Participant, and this is Aideen Ninconnell. Best Participant in the Countless Email Project, Joshua Tracy. The International Twinning Communication Project, Best Wrong Guatemala Participant was Trevor, and Best Bolivia Participant was Jay Fitzgerald. Next up, we have our Science Awards. So these are from Mr. O'Connor, Miss Sheehan, and Miss Harrington. Our first year Scientist of the Year in 2017 is Emma Conley, and subject achievement goes to Aaron Clark. Second year Scientist of the Year is Amy Garrity, and second year subject achievement goes to Gillian Garcia. In third year, our Scientist of the Year this year is Santa, and subject achievement goes to Daniel Bandy. Our next award is for SPHE, and this comes from Miss Byrne and Miss Hill and Miss O'Brien. First year academic excellence in SPHE goes to Michael Aziba. First year subject achievement goes to Brianna Sullivan. Second year academic excellence goes to Jay Fitzgerald. Second year subject achievement goes to Jakob. Third year academic excellence goes to Stephen. And third year subject achievement goes to Natasha. Next up, we have technical graphics. This comes from Mr. Gailey and Mr. Harvey. First year academic excellence in TG goes to Precious. Second year academic excellence goes to Naomi. Second year subject achievement goes to Musa. Third year academic excellence goes to Veronica. And third year subject achievement goes to Hayley Cargan. Next up, we have our PE Awards. And these come from Walsh, Mr. McCann, and Mr. McNulty. The first year Academic Excellence in PE goes to Omar, and second year Subject Achievement goes to Precious. Oh, sorry, first year Subject Achievement, apologies. Second year Academic Excellence goes to Bien, and second year Subject Achievement goes to Evan. In third year, our Academic Excellence goes to Hayley Corrigan, and Subject Achievement goes to Stephen. Athlete of the Year 2017. And our winner for this is Mabeth. Next up is our Male Athlete of the Year 2017. And the winner of this is Adam Tully. Next up, we have Girls Basketball Player of the Year 2017. And the winner of this is Beatrice. Next up, we have Boys Basketball Player of the Year 2017. And the winner of this is Nabil. We have Boys Gaelic Football Player of the Year 2017. And the winner of this is Patrick Cleary. Next up, we have Boys Soccer Player of the Year 2017. And the winner of this is Harry. We had an award this year for the tidiest locker, and this award was judged by Ms. McKiernan. And the winner of this award was David Roscott. I'd now like to invite Dr. Moran to address you all.
Good morning, everybody. So amazing to see so many of you getting your awards already, and congratulations. We now move on to the next part of our award, because of course school is about teaching and learning. We teach and we learn academic subjects, but we also teach and learn how to become the very best people that we can be. And there's a particular characteristic of the Chéile students, and many years from now, when you are out in the world making a name for yourselves, doing what makes you feel most alive, and you're seen around the place, people will know you're the Chéile students, not because of your academic results, although they'll know they're exceptional, but also because of the people that you have become. So when you come to school at the Chéile, there are certain qualities and characteristics that we hope that you learn along the way, and that you teach each other as well. Some of those qualities, all of those qualities, are already in you, because your parents have taught you those qualities and values. But we try to emphasize them day in, day out, so that, and you among each other emphasize them, so that you become the very best people you can be. And this is my speech. Sorry about that. But I was inspired by Miss Byrne, and she had her enough in the yearbook, which was very inspirational for the second year students. And I was thinking about, well, where does today's award ceremony come from? And I suppose a lot of the information that we have in order to decide who receives the different awards, whether they're the academic or awards or the ones about our school culture, comes from the information that we've gathered on the points system. And I know some of you absolutely hate it and wonder how can we beat the system. Some of you are very adept at beating the system, and others find it very easy to get loads and loads of points. And I suppose what's behind the points, whether you're getting the points for your academic performance or getting the points for your engagement with the school culture and being a real Chéile student, are the kind of qualities that I've highlighted here. So P stands for being positive. So if you're positive in positive coming to school, positive in your engagement in class, positive in your relationship with other people, things go very well. It's only when we become our negative selves that we want to knock other people, or we're not content in our performance in the class. So that positivity is really important to bring with you every day. O stands for optimistic. If you come to school expecting things to go well, 9 times out of 10, they will go well. We know that the people that come into a room full of hope about a situation usually bring hope with them. People that come into a room pessimistic usually drain the energy out of the room. So bringing your best self is about being both positive and being optimistic. I is for integrity. And I suppose when I think about the teachers at Chéile, that's the one word that always comes to mind, a sense of integrity. And it's a big word, and it's a word maybe that you'll use more as you get older, but it's very much about being your real self and being your best self. So not putting on a show or not being someone different for different people that you meet. So if you're a person of integrity, you're absolutely confident in who you are yourself, and that you're good and that you're enough, as Miss Byrne might say, and that you're not afraid to show that real self every day to everybody. So who you are with your friends is the same as who you are with your parents, is the same as who you are with your teachers. There's no different versions of you. And I suppose as a teenager it's difficult to be a person of integrity because you haven't really fully discovered who am I really. And sometimes it can be very influenced by the group of friends. You're taking some of your values from home, some of your values from them, some new values that you're finding out as you're reading or learning or meeting new people. And eventually, when you're a little bit older than you are now, you become your fullest self, your best self. And to have that sense of integrity when you go through life is an amazing quality to bring into situations. And you know, far beyond your points and your degrees and your qualifications, people will value you as you go through life if you are a person of integrity, if you always are the same person, no matter what the situation, and that you stick to your truth. And even if other people disagree with you, that you're prepared to keep bringing that truth to the conversation. This sometimes seems like a very bland word. When I was at school, our principal used to say to us, to be this word. And I kind of thought, oh God, that's... And sometimes as a joke, I say it going around the corridor when there's a bit of noise going on, to be something beginning with in. Because I sometimes think it's a bit of a weak word. And yet, it's one of the loveliest qualities that a person can have, is to be nice. And it's pretty simple. But if we can be nice to one another, if we can bring kindness instead of anxiety or distrust into a situation, we'll really be on a good road for life. T is for being trustworthy. If you're asked to do something, that you do it. If you're told a secret, that you keep it. If you someone shares something with you, that you take that confidentiality that you've been entrusted with seriously. So to be trustworthy in life. I mean, the worst thing maybe that could happen is if somebody says, I can't trust that person. I don't know what they would do with the gift I would give them or the job I would give them to do. I can't be sure of them. So for the Chéile students to get points, but also to get on in life, is to be known as a trustworthy person, that there isn't any doubt being cast over your personality. And the final word is a word that I see every day particularly among the staff, and I see it growing and growing among students as they become more of themselves, is that they are people of service to other people. And we sometimes, maybe as younger people, think, I'm not anybody's servant, I'm not here to pick up things after you, or I'm not here to do somebody else's job. But to have a spirit of service, of course, it's one of the strongest gospel values that we could have. Jesus was a servant teacher is what he's known as. And if we as people are known for anything in the world, it should be our sense of service to other people. If before people even know they need a hand up or a handout or help, if we're aware of our situations and looking around, we will jump in there to help them. And even this morning, somebody was sick and one of the other students immediately went to get help. That's service. So it's not in huge, big things. It's seeing the piece of paper on the ground and picking it up and putting it in the bin. And I have to say, I've never ever had an argument in Chéile if I say to someone, pick that up from the floor. And in other schools I've taught in, the first thing the person would say to you is, I didn't put it there, I didn't drop it. The very first thing. And I've never heard that at Chéile, and I just think it's an amazing thing after 3 years that nobody would say that. That just people just do it because we have a sense of service and help to other people. So when you think about points and you as a negative, let's try and turn it into something positive. So P is for being positive, O is for being optimistic, I is to be a person of integrity, N is to be nice, T is to be trustworthy, and S is for service. And there are points system. So we shall move on to the next part of our ceremony. Before we move on, I want to thank most sincerely all the work that Miss Finnegan has put into today. This is a huge day and it's a big, big, big job. There's an awful lot of printing, there's an awful lot of begging the teachers to vote for who they're going to put forward, and the teachers all want their own student to win. So if you're trying to get a geography award and you have 3 or 4 geography teachers and they're saying, no, mine is definitely needs to get it. So there can be a little bit of a struggle, and Miss Finnegan has managed that with great diplomacy and has managed to keep all the teachers still talking to her, which is a great achievement. And then after she found out, she had to order all the trophies, she had to get all this amazing PowerPoint and the little video of the year ready, and all of what happened today didn't just appear. And Miss Finnegan drove it, but because we have staff that are positive and optimistic and people of integrity and are just nice and are trustworthy and are a huge service to other people. Last night I know Miss O'Shea was here in the church for all hours, and so was Mr. Harvey, and we have all the people helping out today, and naming people is always dangerous. Noel is down there at the awards. He carried and pulled things and pulled it together. So this doesn't happen without huge effort from everybody. So a big round of applause for all the staff. To our Spirit Awards. So in this section of the award ceremony, we move away from the academics per se and onto the our school culture and the people that best embody our school's culture. So we have 7 root beliefs in the school, and there are 7 awards for the people who have best embodied the root beliefs in the school. So, the first root belief that we have is that small things matter. And by this we mean the people that pay attention to the detail. Some of us run over detail and don't like to be pinned down by it, and other people are really particular and look after the small things. I remember last year having an argument with a parent, and she was saying, but he only does small things badly. And I said, yes, but small things and small things and small things and small things add up to big things. And it's the same way with excellent behaviour. Small pieces of excellent behaviour adds up to a big successful person. So the nominees for Small Things Matter are Nandi, Daniel Glennis, Stephen Balanisa, Gabriel Lishta, Purvisha, and Santa. This year, sorry, we'll only have 1 winner. They were the nominees, like at the Oscars. But all of them pay attention to detail. So I know that when we call these people up, they'll all have perfect uniforms, and that they'll all be sitting there saying, she didn't pronounce my name properly. Because the attention to detail is very exact. And the winner in 2017 of the Small Things Matter Award is Gabriel. Is that we are all teachers and we're all learners always. So the people that have been nominated have all taught us something during the year. They take leadership roles within the classroom, but also on the corridors and in the bigger arena in life. They see themselves as both learners, but also very willing to teach things to their teachers and to other members of the staff and to the other members of the school community. So the nominees of 2017 for We're All Teachers, All Learners, Always are Kieran Seamus, Dara Wilders, Claudia, Madhu, Brian and Ryan Dwan. And this year, the winner of the We're All Teachers, We're All Learners, Always, about 2 weeks ago now, or a week ago, taught us all some amazing things about his experience of school. The winner is Ryan Dwan. Our third group belief at the Chéile is that we stand together, Shasamid le Chéile. And these are the people that are on your side, that they're excellent friends, and they look out for people that are perhaps being left out in the wider group of people. They not only have the backs of their friends, but they also have, the teachers have a sense that these people stand together. They have a real sense of what community means. The nominees in 2017 for the Shasamid le Chéile Awards are Cian McCurk, Lucy Dempsey, Aaron Clark, Lauren Boyle, Leon and Callum. And the winner of this award came up with an idea for a little group in the school that would support building friendships, and the winner of this award is Lucy Dempsey. Our fourth group belief is that we are called to be our best selves. And when I spoke about integrity earlier on, these are people that have come early to a sense of integrity. So that they may not have needed as much time as some of us needed to really have a sense of who they are themselves and to be not afraid to show that day in, day out at school. So the people that have been nominated in 2017 for the Call to Be Our Best Selves Award are God's Will, Kismet, Trevor, Ian, Daniela, Malvina, Caitlin Lennon, Alice Fox, Syra, and Kira, and David Roska. And the winner of this award in 2017 is truly someone who is the very same within her class, with the teachers, when she meets a visitor to the school. The winner is Kismet. Our fifth group belief is that the Spirit fills us with joy. And these are the people that, to put it very simply, make us happy. When we meet them on the corridor, their smile warms up the whole room, and it's difficult to be in bad form once you have met them and engaged with them. The nominees for the Spirit Fills Us with Joy are Kenny, Beatrice Wanzio, Jacob, Sive, Rakib, and Sharon. The person who is probably the sunniest of them all, and they are sunny, all of that group, is Kenny. Our sixth root belief is the belief that differences are to be celebrated. And this is a very challenging root belief because sometimes people feel threatened by people that are different from them, whether they come from a different tradition, or they're in a different class, or they come from a different school. Whatever it is that's the difference, sometimes it can be the cause of fights and arguments. And we really want our students to appreciate that being different from one another makes us interesting to one another. If we were all the same, life would be so boring. So to be threatened by someone who's different from you and not allow people to be different, or not want people to be different, I suppose is a kind of a right-wing view, and one that doesn't make for great engagement in life. Some people in the school really are okay with difference, and they celebrate it, and we want to acknowledge that today. They're okay with being different themselves, but they're also okay because we're all different, each of us, and they don't want to be the same as everyone else. They don't work very hard at trying to blend in and just be the same as everybody else. The temptation, isn't it, as teenagers, is to want to be the same. There are schools that don't have uniforms, and people still end up coming to school with, when we have a no uniform day, and everyone comes in dressed the very same, because you're kind of afraid to be different, even though you might really like something you have at home, but you worry that you might stand out a bit in it. So that kind of inner confidence that allows you to be different, and also to let other people be different from you too. So the nominees for differences are to be celebrated are Aoife, Niamh, Freya O'Sullivan, and Ashley Ledge. And I didn't turn over the page, Michaela Solinas also, and Fionn Boy. And the winner of this award goes back to something that happened last October. And last October, I think it's about the 4th of October, is the Feast of St. Francis. And some of you I shared my cat photograph, and then lots of other people shared their pet photographs. And this person shared the picture of her cat and said, "My cat only has 3 legs, and he seems to be doing just fine. So even though he's a little bit different, I'm happy with that and can celebrate it." The winner of the differences are to be celebrated is Freya O'Sullivan. Belief before we go on to our values. Our 7th root belief, can anyone name the one we haven't listed yet? We can transform the world with our creativity. And these are the people that bring an extra spark, that are creative, that think outside the box, that extend things, that see it in a different way from everybody else, and are prepared to explore it even further. Sometimes they're artists and sometimes they're scientists, sometimes they're geniuses at English, and sometimes it's in any one of the subjects where they bring that extra spark and difference to the way they look at a subject. So the nominees for We Can Transform the World with Our Creativity are Niamh Moo, Martina Pollack, Grace McGuinness, Aura, Cornelius, Barbara Bargova, and David O'Gorman. And the person that most embodies the quality of We Can Transform the World with Our Creativity in 2017 was Aura. We move on to our school values, which are really, in many ways, the way that we embody the root beliefs. So the first value that we're going to give an award for is discovery, which of course is very closely linked to We Can Transform the World with Our Creativity. Again, people that push the boundaries to discover more in any given situation. And the nominees for the Discovery Award are Sanju, Madhu, Jawad, Claudia, and Tyra. And the 27 Discovery Award winner is Tyra. The next award is for hope. So you know all these values from our school prayer. So the person that gives us a sense of hope when we meet them because of the way they overcome difficulties or because of just their optimistic sense about life. The nominees this year were for Natasha Fogarty, Dara Gleeson, Alice Fox, and Lee. And the award this year, when we listen to the news, we hear a lot about the country that this girl has come from. I know from speaking to her dad that things are still very difficult for her and her family. And there's constant worry if your family live in a war zone. And Lean comes from Syria, and the award for hope goes to Lean. Quality in our prayer is the Joy Award. Again, very closely linked to the people that were nominated, maybe a little bit of an overlap for the spirit that fills us with joy. Again, people that see things in the positive. Their default setting is that life is good, and they have a sense of positivity going around the school. They share it with the staff and they share it with you. And they make our school a happier place. The nominees for the Joy Award are Alfred, Sean Farrell in second year, Dara Wilders, Rakib, Kira, and Patrick Cleary. And the award for the Joy Award goes to Rakib. Our value is the Courage Award. People who have courage, I suppose, is the opposite to being discouraged, and that they go on even if things are difficult. Even if they find the subject difficult, they keep going with it. Even if life throws them a curveball, they know how to deal with it. They make transitions well because they look on life as a positive. And even if all is not well, they always have the courage to take the next step. And I suppose that quality in life that we talk about well-being a lot in school now, and about being resilient. People who have courage are resilient. They know that, okay, things happen that I don't really love, but I know that I can go on, and that tomorrow will be a better day. Again, tied in with, I suppose, with the idea of being optimistic. The nominees for the Courage Award are Ryan Dwan, Dara Wilders, Kira Gruiska, and Amelia in second year. And the winner this year for showing great courage in her transfer into secondary school and getting involved even when things weren't always easy is Kira. The Confidence Award, and again something about being a person of integrity, that they've learned to be confident in their own ability and confident in who they are as a person. They don't need a support gang around them as cheerleaders, and they have an inner sense that they're enough. I keep borrowing that from Miss Byrne, thank you. So the nominees for the Confidence Award are Madhu, Jessie Gibson, and Emma Connolly. And the award this year goes to Jessie. The Gratitude Award, an award for being grateful. It's a simple quality, and we could have nominated 308 people, because there is a great sense at Chéile of people being grateful for what they have and being grateful when they get a little bit more. It's always so edifying when you come back from a trip or we go on to Schoology and that people have put up thanks to the teachers for doing that, or I had a great day today, or I did this in class and I really enjoyed it, just a thank you. But apart from those big ones, and it's not just the person who put it up, when you see 55 likes after that, you have a sense that everyone is saying here, here. But it's not just on Schoology, although that is a lovely public forum in which to say thank you. But when I walk down the corridors and people are coming out of class and they're just as a par for the course, they say thank you to their teacher. It's a very simple thing, and that when somebody holds a door for someone else, that they say thank you and so on. So the act of gratitude, if you practice it makes you more and more grateful, because you begin to acknowledge all the good things that have happened through life. Some people keep a gratitude journey, a journal, and at night they write down all the good things that happened today to say thank you, because it helps us to move into a positive mindset. And if you're somebody who can sometimes be a bit negative, it's a good practice to start. What were the good things that happened today? Even the small things like I woke up, I breathed, I had my breakfast, I have a warm house. All the amazing, grateful things that have happened for me this morning. And the same have happened for you. I had hot water to have a shower. There was petrol in the car when I sat into it to come to work. So if we break our day down into small components, there's an awful lot to be grateful for. But these are the people that kind of shine out among our school community as being grateful people in a very positive, upbuilding way. So the nominees this year are Amy, Abby Barnes, Lola, Tiffany, Natasha, Christian, Robert, Jessica Odemina, Naomi, and Mary. And I suppose when you go back over Schoology, you'll find that very often they're the people that start to thank you. The person that won the award always writes on Schoology and always pops in to say thank you for everything that happens in the school, and is always really sunny and happy about it too. And the winner of the Gratitude Award is Lola. The next award is for generosity, that are willing to give of themselves for others, the idea of service, a giving and open person, willing to share and to give not only of their things, but of their time and of their gifts. And the nominees for the Generosity Award are Abby, Caleb Dalton, Uchichi, David Rosca, Carla Tudor, Georgina, and Naomi. And the winner this year goes to someone who has been very generous all year with her time and her talents and her friendships. But in the last couple of weeks, when something very sad happened for one of her friends, she reached out immediately and did something very practical by taking care of a little dog. So the winner of the Generosity Award goes to Uchichi. And we're coming to the second last of our values, which is the Faith Award. Faith in God, but faith in humanity as well. And there's a line in the Gospel, or in the New Testament, that says, faith without good works is empty. And show me your faith and I'll show you my good works. And the two things have to go hand in hand. There's no point at all being in church all day, every day, if your actions don't show it when you leave the church. So these people are noticed for their faith in God, but also for their faith in humanity, their acts of justice, their acts of kindness, and that truly they do show both their faith and their good works. And the nominees this year are all third-year students, Mary, Destiny, Daniels, and Victoria. And the Faith Award goes to Destiny. The Love Award. And there was a little bit of a conversation about the Love Award, you know, what exactly does the Love Award mean? And I suppose it's about a person who's full of heart and that isn't afraid to show their love and willingness. In many ways it encapsulates all of the awards, to be a loving person. And this year there was no competition for the Love Award. There was only one nominee, It's somebody who won't be staying in our school next year, who's been through a very difficult time in the last few weeks, comes from such a loving home, and we want to send her on with love to her new school. The Love Award goes to Victoria. Worked through our School Culture Awards that you're reminded again, first of all, that you're noticed, that everybody here, the teachers, have stories about you, and not negative stories, really positive stories. That in the course of the year, even as you know, one line comment that you made to your teachers can be something that has really moved them, because of course the teachers are learning all the time as well, and learning from you, and we're all growing as people from our experience of meeting you and talking to you. So what we do every day counts to these awards, but also counts to who we become as people. They say around living gospel values that we're writing a gospel, a chapter a day, by the things that we do and the things that we say. And who we are is not about who we say we are, it's about our actions. So we can all have, over the next few weeks, I'll be looking at hundreds of CVs of new teachers, and we have all the application forms from the new students. We can sell ourselves as anything on paper. But if I really want to know who you are, then I spend time with you, and I talk to you, and I hear you. And the same with me. I can say I'm anything, but you will know who I am by my actions. And that old thing of actions speak louder than words. And these awards are an effort to try to acknowledge those actions that we've seen that make our school the amazing place that it is. So well done to all of you that have been awarded, and all of you that have been nominated, and all of you that could have been nominated, because we could have been here all day nailing each and every one of you. Well done.
So now we have the Spirit Awards for 2017, and we have 4 houses. We have Wrong Mahatma Gandhi, Wrong Mother Teresa, Wrong Oscar Romero, and Wrong Nelson Mandela. And this award goes to the students who reflect the values, the work, the spirit of the 4 people mentioned. So we have nominations for each house, and we will start with Wrong Mahatma Gandhi. And Mahatma Gandhi said, keep your values positive, because your values will become your destiny. And the nominations for the spirit of Mahatma Gandhi are Martina Paulak, Amy Geraghty, Sean Farrell, and Jessica Odemina. And the award for the spirit of Mahatma Gandhi goes to Jessica Odemina. Of Mother Teresa, and I think we could probably clap each nominee, because I think it's a very important, a very major award. To be nominated for the Spirit Award, I think, is a very serious thing. So Mother Teresa, as you know, was known for her caring service and her hard work and her love of people throughout her life. And the nominations for the Spirit of Mother Teresa are Terry Jones, Stephen Malanesa, Shania Madeja, and Alam Sofran. And the award this this year for the Spirit of Mother Teresa goes to Terry. Then is to the Spirit of Oscar Romero. And Oscar Romero was a man of courage and integrity whose life's work was around caring for others. And the nominations for Oscar Romero, Spirit of Oscar Romero are Beatrice Sanchez, Fionn Boy, Jessie Gibson, Destiny Francis, Jacob Noah Zalewski, and Tiffany Logan. And the Spirit of Oscar Romero 2017 goes to Jessie Gibson. Nelson Mandela. And Nelson Mandela was a man of justice and peace and integrity, and his message was to never become bitter, to always remain positive. And the students nominated for that award who reflect those values are Cara Zaw, Ryan Wan, Patrick Cleary, and Gillian Garcia. And the Spirit of Nelson Mandela 2017 goes to Patrick Cleary.
Now to the overall academic awards. So the people that have been outstanding in their academic endeavours during the year across all subjects, which is an incredibly difficult thing to be good at everything. And these people put in huge amount of work in order to get to the standards that they have managed to achieve. So in first year, the nominees for the academic award are Madhu, Grace McGuinness, Jack, we can clap them all I think too because Gerard, and Callum Downton. And the award for 2017 for the first year academic award goes to Callum. The overall academic award for second year, which will be presented by Ms. Byrne, your year ahead. The nominees in second year are Chéile, Martina, Nicole, Jessica Odalina, Julian Garcia, and Joshua Judea. And the overall Academic Achievement Award for second years in 2017 goes to Nicole. Difficult year, and the students are putting in such a big effort and the run up to their junior cert, and everybody is putting their shoulders to the wheel. But there are 4 people that have been nominated for their overall academic achievement during the year, for really putting in their best selves during this time of preparation for their junior cycle. So the nominees in third year for the academic achievement are Destiny, Veronica, Gabrielle, Sanju, and the winner is Veronica. And she might be the third year in a row, I'm not sure. We now move to our last award. So we're moving towards our last award, which is the Spirit of Chéile Award. And we're very fortunate at Chéile Secondary School because we're the first school to be opened under the Chéile Schools Trust. That the Chéile Schools Trust sponsored our Spirit Award. And they had it designed for us and made from us from a piece of bog oak that's 15,000 years old. I might be exaggerating that a little bit, but it's very old. Comes from the Midlands, unfortunately not from the bogs of the West, but close enough. And many of you probably don't even know what a bog is, so we must bring you out sometime to do a little bit of footing of turf and all of that. I think it could be the staff bonding when we come back in August. So a piece of bog oak is obviously an oak tree that has been buried underneath the bog and therefore preserved for hundreds and thousands of years. Our piece of bog oak, very, very old, even though our school very, very new. But we bring a little bit of the old because we belong to a trust that has 40 religious congregations associated with it, and they have been involved in education for over 200 years, not only in Ireland but right across the world. So if we can see far, we can because we're standing on the shoulders of giants. The oak tree, of course, is a giant tree, so it reminds us of our tradition and the shape of our Spirit Award, which stays in the home of the winner for the year, and then hopefully comes back to us the following May, so we can award it again. This, as you can see, it's a symbol of joy and of freedom and of energy and enthusiasm, which tries to encapsulate the spirit of Chéile Secondary School. It's a very, very prestigious award to get, and your name goes on it, and it will be there forever. So as we grow as a school, and 10 years time, 20 years time, 50 years time, when your grandchildren are back at school at Chéile, you will be say, well, I knew that trophy when there was only 2 names on it. So our previous recipients were Veronica in year 1 and Victoria in year 2. So we'll have to wait another while to find out who's going to take it home this evening. But we're first of all going to invite Trace Davey from the Chéile Schools Trust to address us.
Unlike your principal, I have a speech. I think when we get cracking, we'll be out by 3, I think. See if I get the first page of it. Somewhere here. I don't have a speech. I didn't know I was going to be speaking today, but I have a story. And when I heard that Chéile was being given the opportunity to open this school, I was actually in a boat in the ocean with my husband, and I said, we don't know how to open a school. I said, I've opened a hotel, but I don't know anything about starting a school. And I suppose I was thinking about the building. And a school is more than a building. And I love coming to your school. And I love coming to your old building with all the cherry blossoms and all your cheery faces and the big buses and you all waving goodbye and the beautiful art. You made a lovely building, a happy, lovely place. And I was really excited coming to your new school last October, I think it came. And I couldn't believe the building was still on. But the first person I met was Ryan, and I said, Ryan, how are you coping with the building and the new school? And he reassured me you were all fine. It was grand, you were getting on with it, but except when the drills started, maybe you might have been a bit of trouble with the drills. But he assured me that you were all happy to be in the school and you were getting on with the building around you. And I'm dying to see it and how it progresses. But a school is more than a building. And it's the parents who sent all those forms in, who bought your uniforms and got you here. It's all the staff. And I'm 32 years out of school, but I can name my caretaker and name the secretary in my school still, because they were hugely important. All the other people who contribute to the school life were hugely important. And then there's the teachers, and they were as smiley and as happy in the first year too. Are you still as smiley and as happy? Yeah, great, that's great. And it's the teachers and all they do, and you've no idea what they do. And it's the principals, the leadership, and the board of directors, the whole load of people behind your school. But at the heart of the school are ye, the students. And it's so wonderful to see and hear about the spirit of Chéile and what you do every day and how you live that. And the 3 words out there, you witness it. In your wisdom you witness it, and you give that welcome. And when I'm talking about your school all the time, about how happy you are and how you welcome people to the school. At 8 o'clock this morning in the dentist, I was telling the dentist I was coming to the school and about what a happy place it was and what the values were and how you live them on the corridors and in the classroom. And she wanted to come to the school, and I said it's too late. And last night I was talking to someone. I had the crib out, you know your beautiful cribs you cut out 2 years ago and sent out. It's in our office, and I was showing it to someone last night and saying, this is what to do, it's a great school, you'll have to come and visit it, because it's brilliant. And it's my pleasure to be here today. And it's my pleasure to present the award. And it's everything the principal has said, and more. And it's closer to my home, it came from the bog, closer to my home than it came from her home, I have to say that, because I'm from the west of Ireland. And I just want to say, here with this number here, next year you won't fit in this church, you're going to be a larger number. And I'm asking you, just as all the values we talked about today have been around as long as that bog oak through our faith, as the school gets bigger, don't lose this atmosphere, don't lose this joy you have, don't lose this welcome. You've created the spirit that's here, you've created the atmosphere that's here. It all comes from you. And as you get bigger, don't lose it. And hand it on to the next set of first years and the next set of first years. You're setting the tone. You're setting the foundation. So let them feel the joy and carry it on seamlessly. So it was a great pleasure. I presented this award to who's going to come and do the drum roll on the announcement. And I get down and it's poised. You want to do a drum roll?
We're all very well aware that it's, hugely exciting to discover who is going to be the student awarded Spirit of the Chéile Award in 2017. And just to continue that build-up, we're just going to show a little video here. In fact, we're going to show 3 very short videos. The student does appear in the video, okay, and we want to see, are you able to spot the student? And also these videos, you know, Dr. Moran has spoken about it. We've seen all the awards today. Therese has just spoken about the qualities that make up the school and that it is so much more than a building. And these videos, I suppose, are a beautiful reminder to us and something that we will have forever, just of what the Spirit of the Chéile is all about. That the one reason that Mrs. Harrington applied for the job at Chéile was because she saw that video. So I don't know whether she's lived to regret it or not, but she just thought that was lovely.
Oh my God. And today we're going to be showing you around the Chéile Secondary School.
Next up is Mr. I didn't really like how to get
This next year we might want to be careful that we don't want to get a sister. It's the boardroom room.
You know I'm proud I can get
And this is our school library and our board resolution related to this promise that we will do all the next year. And this is Mr. McCann's businessman. He's always hungry for success.
It was his
Your things, Michael.
We're called to be our best selves. We're not lucky.
Have you spotted the winner yet? It should be really obvious now at this stage. They've appeared in all the videos.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see, no, I won't be afraid, no, I won't be afraid, just as long as you stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me, oh, stand by me, oh, stand by me, stand by me. If the sky that we come should tumble and fall, and the mountains should
Bobby. That person yet? So Mr. Walsh wants to make a quick announcement before we announce the Spirit of Michaela.
Good morning. So as you know, our animating principle is God is love, and love is here. And just as we look around and we gather as a whole school community, there is something so special about every time that we do that. And I suppose just to take a moment to think of our third years now, as they've led the way so excellently so far. They now lead the way over the next couple of weeks into their junior cert. So I'm just here to give you an invite on behalf of the school, but also of the parish, to tomorrow at 6:30 Mass. There'll be an exam Mass specifically for Chéile Secondary School students, with a particular consideration for our junior certs, but also for first and second year students if you'd like to take some time out, gather with your supportive peers, and I suppose think about the perspective and take some time out in the presence of God. Secondly, we're a young school still, but there are some traditions that have built up, and Mr. Gainey was quite anxious for me to make sure that one particular tradition didn't go missing today, and that's a particular tune that gets rolled out at all these whole school events from day one. So if you join us, this is completely unplanned, but I think everyone knows the words. Peter, can you give us a C chord? No place I'd no place I'd rather be, no place I'd rather be than here in your love, here in your love. No place I'd rather be, no place I'd rather be, no place I'd rather be. So remember that. So just to remind you, there's been a St. Luke's youth group that we've met once a month for the last couple of months. So a reminder, if you could be here at 5 o'clock tomorrow, and if anyone would like to join us, we're going to be going through the music, the readings and welcoming people, so you're all more than welcome. Thank you.
I'm not going to sing, I promise. So finally we come to the big award of the day, and we'd ask Trace to come forward to present the Spirit of Michaela Award, the person who most embodies all of this. Imagine one person that isn't Jesus Christ himself, that is all that we've talked about today. And the award in 2017 goes to Stephen Balanek.
names and to record it and to embrace it. I'd like you all to show your gratitude for the wonderful staff and teachers, deputy principal and principal of your school, with a big full of us.
For your attention and to everyone that was involved in getting ready for today, and off you go for the weekend. Stay home.